My first day in prison, what's that like? What do you think it's like? What do you think it's like trying to sleep at night after you've been sentenced to prison? What do you think that's like? Tom, Corey, Bob, Joe, Mary, Helen. I just wonder if anybody ever tries to put themselves into my position, like to try to feel what would he be feeling at this point. Try that. I know nobody could ever achieve that, but rather than just listening to a story, imagine it happening to you. Try to do that. I always said nobody can understand this whole deal, and nobody can understand losing your son while you're inside of this ordeal. You're only kid, and the only person that can understand losing a child is someone else who's lost a child. So there's a lot of things that people are listening to me. They can understand the words, they can hear it, but way back there, like I said earlier in the last video, the understanding, it's either not there or the person is incapable of it. But okay, so get up, Miller. Going to prison. It's 5 in the morning, huh? Well, I'll give you some kind of bowl of cornflakes or a piece of toast. I just wonder how many times they spit in my food and stuff there. I'm sure that's their mentality, because I was giving them hard times about them being assholes to kids and calling women whores and Mexicans taco boys, and I didn't cooperate much unless it was justified. But when you're playing games, I'm not your boy to play with. Okay, never. I'm not going to play silly games. So the ride there, we had the really fat cop who had locked himself at one time, locked himself in the police car in the back seat because he was probably gorged on Twinkies, and his habit was to get in his car and sleep half his shift, maybe the whole shift. Just park the car in the woods somewhere. Nice paycheck every week. And well, one day, big boy locked himself in, and his radio was in the front. He can't get out, and nobody knows where he is. Oh my God, big search for this missing cop. Found Twinkie Boy in the back of his car. But Twinkie Boy and some other cop, I don't even know who it was, they chained me up, put me in the car. We're down the road to Waupun, Wisconsin. I don't know how many hour, couple hour ride. And neither one said a word to me, and I say a word to them. I just stared out the window, scared to death. I'm going to fucking prison. I'm going to fucking prison. I can't believe it. What am I going to do when I get to prison? What's it going to be like? And you start seeing all this shit in your head from movies. It's just a very, 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 very anxiety-filled, fearful time on your way to prison. And you don't know what to expect. It's like, oh God, I'm going to be a prisoner in prison? Good Lord. So all of a sudden, there we are at the prison, and then you go by Waupun Correctional first before you go over to Dodge, which is the receiving prison where I'm going. So you go by Waupun, the maximum security, which is like a block away or something, or 2 blocks, whatever it is. And you see the towers and the walls and the gates and the fences, and then you catch a glimpse of some inmates out in the field in their green suits. Like, those are prisoners. I mean, what do they look like? Are they mean? Do they look like they'll kill you? You wouldn't believe the shit that goes through your head. Then you're looking at, I'm going to live in there? I got to live in this place? Just horrifying, right? And so you don't even get to the prison you're going to, and you go by one, and you're just panic-ridden. Like, I've never been this close to a prison before. And there's one now, and oh my God, is this really happening? And all of a sudden you're over at the next prison where you're going, and you pull up, and there's big fences, guards come out, radios. They take the guns away from the police. They inspect the cars. And they're using mirrors under the car. They're, you're searching you. I'm already chained up, but they're still searching you and stuff. And then they dump you off there, and the cops take off, and the big electric gates. Welcome to hell. In you go. Right into little cubicles called holding cells, and you can be in these little holding cells. It's just like a chair. Some of them are bigger, where they'll jam like 30 people in there, waiting to be processed, and the room's probably built for 8, and everybody's got to go to the bathroom, and there's one toilet, and there's like no room. Yeah, if they treat it out, I won't get into all the details of prison until later, but I'll just tell you what. Pulled up into prison, in you go into these holding cells, and then they take you out from the holding cells. They figure out who you are, where you're from, all that, blah, blah, blah. And then now they start to process you. You have jail clothes on. They want them jail clothes gone because lots of these jails have lice. So the first thing they do is they got to de-lice you. Once they process the paperwork, figure out who you are, where you're from, got all that on the computer to make sure they know who you are. Okay, over there, you get in the shower, you strip down. What do they do? Nice warm water? Nope. Here's a bottle of this shit, and it's nasty. If you think kerosene is nasty, kerosene's like Chanel perfume compared to this stuff. You got to put it all over your body, work it in your hair, and then you got to stand there for 15 minutes or 5 minutes, no, 15, and I was freezing cold. Okay, this is the winter. They don't keep the temp up on 80 in prisons. Okay, and so I'm standing just freezing with this lice shit on me, this anti-lice stuff, and they make you stand there like 15 minutes to kill whatever lice you may have on you from the county jail. Now I left the lice back there. They're on duty now. Go hose them down. That's where the lice are at. If I could just let loose and say what I'd like to let loose, you'd all say, oh my God. But, so there you are. Then they say, okay, rinse off. You get to rinse off. Now water's barely warm. And so you get all this crap off. You dry off. And so you go to the next room, and here they throw some prison clothes at you. They give you a roll. They call them rolls. You get your roll. And it's got underwear, undershirt, a towel, a washcloth, shit you're going to need. And the underwear is somebody else's underwear. It may have been hundreds of other people's underwear. It's got the this color tracks in them. Sometimes they got blobs of pus in them, blood spots, pubic hairs, unidentified objects. There's your underwear. There's your undershirt, just as bad. Towel looks like it's been used to change transmissions on old tractors. And there you go. I'm not wearing that underwear. Oh, yeah. Mm-mm. 5 guards. You're going to need to wear the issued state clothes here at Dodge, sir. We have other places for inmates that don't listen. You don't want to go there. Put the underwear on. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be causing trouble my first hour inside prison, right? I don't want to stick out. That's the last thing you want to do in prison. Okay, I'll put the fucking dirty ass, fucking slimy ass underwear on. Now they put you in another holding cell until they find a place to put you. This prison is made for processing you into the system. It's the intake prison. And so now they put you in now you got your lice be gone. You got your clothes that don't fit, your shoes. They just throw clothes at you. You're just like, I want to try your shoes on. Keep moving. And put your shoes on. They're just too tight and they're nasty, clunky. These state clunky shoes. They're made so you could never run in them. So if you're trying to escape, don't wear your state shoes. Clip clop, clip clop, clip clop, clonk clonk, right? And so the shoes I get are just nasty, and the clothes are ill-fitting. One's way too big, one's too small. You know, the underwear and the undershirts are all filthy. Towels are filthy. Okay, and I'll go sit in this holding cell, and you're sitting there for hours while they try to figure out where to put you. And they bring you this food. They bring this plastic tray with a cover on it. It looked like a little table or something, had cup holders on it. So I'm sitting there for like 20 minutes looking at it. I'm like, when are they going to bring the dinner, right? So something to eat. I haven't eaten all day except for that cornflakes in the morning. And another inmate in the holding cell says, ain't you going to eat your dinner? I said, where is it? He goes, inside. Oh, I had to open it up. Oh, there's the dinner, right? And that's all. I didn't know anything. And then all of a sudden they call you and they take you over to the barber. You get a haircut right away. And then they lead you down a little group. They take you out of where you're at, and you go down this hallway, and you turn the corner, and that is a shocker. That was a shocker. I'll never forget it. How long that hallway was. It's almost like at Dodge. You almost can't see the end of it. And the first thing I thought of was like, ooh, if I had my motorcycle, man, this would be so cool. On this hallway, like top speed, what that would sound like. I was like, you know, and then all of a sudden I see these little carts go by pulling little trailers, and they were stacked with trays, those food trays. I was like, wow, they got so many people here that they got to haul everybody's food around on these trucks, and they're always like back and forth down the hallways, and it's like an industry of locking up human beings. It's an industrial cage. And then we went down to this unit, I think it was the unit 19 or something, and into a cell you go, right? And, well, meet your first cellmate. He's a new one, too. In fact, my new cellmate, his number was 343, mine's 343005. His was either 007 or 005, but he's only 2 off from me. James Hampton. I could look him up. A little black dude. And he was pretty smart. And so we started talking, during all these processes. And at one point they said, this will be your one and only chance to pick somebody to cell up with. Otherwise, we're picking for you. And I looked at Hampton. He looked at me. He's like, I said, let's go. So I had my little black dude cellie, and he's a pretty good cellie. And then it then began the whole processing of going to, you got to go to medical. They give you a complete medical. They're making files on you. They're trying to stick all these labels all over your head. They're giving you tests. Hey, does looking at little kids turn you on? All these stupid questions. How about if a grandma was walking down the street and she bent over and you seen her underwear? Would that turn you on? It's like, what the fuck is this shit, right? And they just start all this crazy shit. And they're just trying to build all this crap on you. And then I got really sick there. I had like strep throat. The place is filthy, dirty. And I never get sick. I got sick right away. And from my first experiences in prison, guards look at your stuff. They look at your, they're nosy. They sit there. They have nothing to do. So they dig into people's case. Hey, what's that guy in 19? What's he in here for, right? I had a lot of sympathetic guards during that 16 years. I'll tell you more later. But that was my first day in prison. Come on in, get some lice spray, freeze your ass off, sit in these little cages for hours and hours and hours. You're in total shock. There's speakers blank. There's people running around. There's inmates, working on typewriters. Like, what? Inmates on typewriters? Everything's it's like walking into some kind of space station somewhere in another universe. It's like, everything's different. What? What's this? What's that? What's this? And the guards treat you pretty nice there. And I thought, well, they're pretty decent. They're treating you like human beings at least there. I mean, things get way worse later, but so I was there. I don't remember how long. They process you with everything they can think of. They send you to psychiatrists and doctors and just trying to jam them labels on you, just rolls of labels on you. All bad, of course. Never anything you've ever done good in your entire life is never going to be on any label. No, it's all negative. Hey, that's job security for them. These are such horrible people. We need more of them. Keep us employed. So that's my first day, and I ended up with James Hampton for a cellie. Could have done worse, much worse. And I did. We'll get to those prison stories. Some of my cellies. Wow. But so I'm in shock, being processed every day. That first night, me and Hampton just talked until like 2, 3 in the morning until we fell asleep. He had the bottom bunk, I had the top bunk. And next video will be, how did it go? Where did you end up? Where did they send you? Why? What happened? I'll let you know. Welcome to prison, Donnie. It's not nice here. I want to go home. I want to fucking go home. That's all. It's crazy.